Good evening, hope you can all hear me okay. Or evening, sorry, I'm used to evening, afternoon. So we've got a few cameras on the layout today. We've got the left hand side, we've got one in the middle, and we've got one on the right. And of course we've got the centre one as well. Hope you're all okay. Just having a bit of running stuff as we normally do. So is everyone doing alright? Are you coping alright? For those of you that are isolated, and obviously congratulations to those that are working. Just dropping off some empty wagons. Wagons today, they are the Freightliner container wagons from Bachmann. So split box 37 in rail freight, yes, lovely locomotive. Yeah, let's look at a bit of a close shot. So I've got a couple. This is the weathered one, this is the Tinsley one, Mirage. So just dropping them off to the head shunt locomotive, which is the class 20 up here. So hopefully I can get my braking right without breaking it. I'll try and turn the camera. We are live, so please bear in mind things may go wrong. I'm just going to take 37 up the layout. Off she goes. Cracking locomotive. So I'm just trying to keep up with all your comments as well. Can't hear the commentator for the racket. Well, let's shut that one down, and then we'll start up Loco 120, which is the class 20. It's one of my favourites. Put these on. It's a cracking locomotive, these. Has anyone else got class 20s as well? 15 days stuck inside. Ooh. It's been a few for me already. Need to bring that camera back a little bit. So I've got my tools down here. It might be a slightly long string, this one. So I'm just going to drop these into the siding up here. So, afternoon, Ollie. Can you hear me okay now? Lego Man Biffo. Yeah, I've got this one's a Pulchetta one actually. Class 20. So it's the Zimmo sound chip with the active brake. Oop. I was talking to you lot, I've nearly crashed the train. Sorry. Engage class 40 with sound. Wow. My little lad's got a class 60 actually in Engage, and it's, yeah, something else. There's not much room in them. So I remember to do some reverse operations. Signalman went to sleep. As I say, stuff always goes wrong live. So it might help if I actually change the points. So you can hear us okay, that's fine. So just having a bit of run with a couple of things, and then yeah, I'll take it as it comes. So I've got a few bits to go through on the live stream. One thing I do like about these sound chips, the flange squeal on them. I know some people don't, but it makes a real racket. Yeah, I'll turn it off. It's probably blown some of your ears off. Got the Virgin Mark III? Yes, I saw that. You posted it up, didn't you? So I'm not using Hunt couplings on everything yet, because every time I make them, someone buys them. So we'll run this down here. One of my favourite locomotives, the, what do you call it? Class 03. Brilliant bit of kit. Time stripped their livery since then, haven't I? Could do, but a lot of Virgin was around for quite a few years. Same with the BR stuff. I'm not stripping the BR stuff down. So with Mini Western Junction, hello, afternoon. Yeah, I'm doing fine, I hope everyone else is. And everyone's doing okay and all the family's looked after as well. Sorry, I'm not switching cameras. Can't keep up with you. So I'll bring the 03 out in a second and we'll crack that up. So if there's anything you want to see, just pop it in the chat and I'll gladly take it out. There's a few trains already lined up. So, right, let the signalman do his duty and hopefully get this right. So, right, let's put the 03 on, which is just down here. Got it with a few little oil tankers. Can't wait for engaged couplers. Yes, we are on it. There's 2 being released today. So, not the engaged version, 00. I'm working away on the couplers, literally. So, this thing, little 03 is brilliant. You don't think you could get sound, and it's got a stay alive chip in it as well. So, dirty track, hand of God. So, class 47, any livery. Go on, I'll get a 47 out. So, we'll get a 47 out to pick these up. My favourite livery one, which is actually it's the BR Maroon. So, well, we'll just take that off the track. Brilliant, this little thing. Cracking little locomotive. So they don't go very fast. But really detail the sound you get out of it. That's the flange squeal on it. So I'm just going to bring it up here. So I'm just going to mind the 20 and make sure we don't crash into it. So you want to see a 47, I'll bring the 47 out. So, right, let me make sure I've got the points in the right direction. So, there we go. Right, let's get the 47 started up. I think it's a bit louder, this one. Hi Rachel, Tamworth, hope you're okay. Might have to make sure it's on the track properly. So you want to... Here's the 47, this is the maroon, this one's from Kerno models. So they had this on offer actually, I think it was like £99 or something, not long ago. No, congratulations to Ollie for all his work. So big congratulations to that, you did very well, didn't you? So I'm just going to pick these up. It's my dog's birthday today, he's 12. Brilliant. That's older than my little lad. Bless him. What type of dog have you got? My favourite's Jack Russell's, personally. Question, Chris, about Hunt Couplings. I'll do my best. So, anyone has any questions, just drop us a message, either on Facebook or email. We can gladly help one-to-one. We do our best. So, yeah. This is the maroon livery. So, Midland Counties Railway 150, 1839 to 1989. So, this is often used with RTC coaches in Derby, just like we have there. So, it's quite a special livery, this one. 47 thrash. Don't thrash it too much, I'll end up crashing it. Oops, slight derailment. It's alright. The joints on my board have gone a little bit. Right, so let's pick these little wagons up. I'll just put them on here for the sec. Crossed with Shih Tzu. Ooh, that's an interesting one. So, I'll pop these and we'll take these wagons away. The screw fit may well do. I'll have to look at the... it depends on the screw fit. Send it to us in an email. I'll be showing some off shortly that are screw fit. So we'd have just a little bit of run and play with the layout. I never really get a chance to play with it that much. Pop this backwards. So I have got the longer tank wagons, but they're actually at Chris's. I've got a few bits out on loan, so I have got the longer ones as well. I've just got a few of the short ones on for a change. So as you can guess by the name, I do actually like wagons. We have them galore. So more of a wagon man than a coach man. Multi-story carpet. Well, that one's a Bachmann Scenecraft one. So solid. It's not a bad piece of kit actually. So it's there. Yes, well, this is one of the first batches to replace some of the older D stuff. So I'm just going to pop this in over here. So, right, Loco 135. So, does anyone else ever have trouble remembering the Loco numbers? I'm terrible. So, this one's actually one of my favourite locomotives, so I should have remembered this off by heart anyway. Right, let me switch the camera. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with the middle one for the moment. As you can see, so here we have coming up, this is one of my favourites. This is my high mech. This is by Helgium. I haven't got sound with it yet, but it's something that I do need to get. So it's got a lens decoder in, so it picks up quite slowly. But it's pulling some wagons. Now, what we've done, we've created on the Hunt coupling range, there's the ultra close couplings. So I've got the tension lock on the locomotive. I don't get that many, you see. So on here, we've got the magnetic Hunt couplings that simply just pull apart. These are the ultra close. They are quite close indeed, and a little bit shorter, because a lot of wagons, the NEM pocket is further to the wagon. Let me just take this out so you can see. So you can see it is quite a bit shorter than the standard close coupling. So if you've got something that's still a little bit far apart, these are on the store as well. I've got a high mech as well. Yes, they are a good bit of kit, they are. So these are the, so basically these are for NEM pockets, these are ultra close. So for people with wagons, things like these. Previously we had these wagons, but they were quite spaced apart. And obviously on my layout I haven't got deep radius curves. So some people where the close coupling is a little bit long for some wagons, especially things like the Dapol Turbo T wagons. The ultra close works quite good with those. So yeah, they're on the store anyway. They've just gone up now on westillwagonworks.co.uk. So the ultra close. So what else have we got? So has anyone else got a high mech? Love green bits of kit. So I have a few green locomotives. I think I've got like the class 15 and things like that. So I think that does need sound, that one. So I put a cab light in it, but it needs dimming down a bit. It's a bit too bright. So I'm just catching up with everyone's comments. So have you started making it? We have started with the Engage, yes. So they're not going to be long, especially now I've got a bit of time off work. So I am working away on couplings. So that's those ones. Right, I've got a few things to go through with you. There's that, there's the 66. Sorry, I'm having to remember stuff, I keep forgetting. I think it's old age kicking in. Okay, right. One we have done, just for people's note, is what we call them the screw link. There isn't an official name, okay? So people that have wagons or locomotives where it's got like the T-bar arrangement, so you've got a screw and you see you've got two posts, pegs. So sound decoders are coming soon. I think they're next month. We're just working away on those. Do you have unlimited supply? Well, we manufacture them myself, so as soon as we're manufacturing them, you lot are buying them. So anyway, we're doing our best. So instead of the slightly unsightly D-link coupling, which hasn't got an M socket, so this has got two posts. It's common on quite a few wagons, so like these from Bachmann, some of the older Bachmann and Hornby wagons as well. So if you've got one like with the D-link on here, these are now on the store. So these are the screw link couplings, as you can see here. So they're a lot nice and compact. These are the close version, so there's two versions. The longer version comes out, I think, next week. I'm nearly finished. So these are the close version, they're coming out first. So as you can see, nice and close, nice and simple to pull apart. Obviously it gives reliability in running, so if you're pushing wagons or pulling wagons, a lot of things have these. I'm trying to think what else they are. You know, like your little small wagons that you get from Hornby and things like that as well. So that's it. Good, we'll be getting some when they're for sale. These ones are for sale now. They've just gone up today. So just a quick one to point out. So I do love having easier couplings. So my layout's not level. I need to level it out. But push some wagons up and it just rolls back. So yeah, Ollie did a cracking live stream. So these are for the first step to replace some of the D-link couplings that are out there. We are working on a mounting system for the older D-links. So it's just because there's such a variety of couplings. I was trying to see if I can find one. I had some somewhere. I put them in a safe place. So things like these old Lima wagons, as you can see, there is a hunt coupling on there. So that has been replaced from the old D-link ones that were like, let me see if I can find one, that were like this. But as you can see, some work is required. So we're doing them with a flat top that clips over. But that is in the works anyway. So people keep asking for those. Is there going to be a shunting style coupling where easy to couple and uncouple? Well, the idea is they are easy to uncouple and uncouple. I see a lot of people do ask about remote uncoupling. You cannot get, we have looked into it, electromagnets small enough. Hornby Sea Cow is on the way. I've actually started that as well, Gary. So they are on the way. So, yeah, Craig at Newdon Junction, hope you're okay. So, right, let me go to what's next. Sorry, I'm just going through things, having to remember. Okay. I know. Let's have a look at this thing. and my frustrations. As I'm sure, unless you've been living under the rut, you will have seen that Hattons have released their Class 66s. It depends on the coaches, Chris, just send us a picture. So we are working on different ones. Oh, brilliant. That's no worries, Peter. So, right. Okay, so, Hattons 66. Got to say, detail-wise, lovely locomotive. Can't give its fault whatsoever. Otherwise, personally, I've had a few frustrations with this. Okay, one of them, the biggest one, is actually this one is going back. Normally I don't send stuff back. I'm quite... I'll modify or work it if there is a problem with it. I've had a couple of things with a couple of Helgens in the past. Things like that. Jason's favourite livery. Oh, why else do I get it? So, with this 66, one problem that I have personally is the chassis is actually twisted. I will share some images after the stream on Facebook. So if I push down on this side, it lifts up about 1 millimetre on the wheels on this side. It's literally, it pivots. So as it goes along, it rocks, which is probably the most annoying thing. Second most annoying thing is on mine, the top light on one end does not work. Third most annoying thing, personally, is cab lights. Now, obviously, not everyone can justify. I haven't justified getting a sound version. So, I went for the DCC fitted version, which I thought nice and simple. It was cheap enough. Get the decoder pre-fitted. This is going back for a replacement, and as soon as I get my new one, I will be working on it. I'll do it live actually to show you. So the cab lights do not work on these unless you have the sound fitted version, which is basically like it's got a decoder with more functions. This is a 6-function decoder, which is pretty damn good. The type of decoder's good. I won't say this decoder's good, but I'll tell you that in a second. One second, busy building my church area. Sorry, I just keep catching up with the comments. So, with the cab lights not being able to work, I will be modifying it, wiring wise, which is quite simple actually. I've already taken it apart, worked it all out. But obviously I'm not going to do it with this one because this one is going back. So has anyone else picked up a 66 or... I'm not going to slate it. It is, Gary, it is a good model detail wise. You've got things like your wing mirrors, everything else, all the pipe work, superb. One thing I have noticed, it may just be mine, but there is absolutely no play in the bogies as in pivoting. So if you've got inclines and things like that, if you've got a flat layout like this, great. If you've got inclines and things like that, it's going to be, yeah, a bit iffy, should we say. But, good locomotive, good try. The reason I bought this was because, obviously, Hattons, it is manufactured by Dapol. I'm sure it's got the same base as what the 59 that's going to be coming out, which is what I'm really interested in. So, I didn't get it sound fitted. I had it fitted with their decoder. One thing that is apparent with their decoder, you can get better 6-function decoders. It creates like a buzz. It's like a very slight hum. I don't know if the microphone will pick it up. I don't think it will. So sitting on the track and it's kind of going zzz, just a very slight buzz, which you don't get on a lot of other decoders. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think the Bachmann one is detail wise. This is better. I've got to admit. Yeah, axle boxes spin, great, but it's a bit. I don't know. The slow running goes and stuff. It's not great. I'm just gonna pivot the camera a bit so you can see. But it constantly, because mine's twisted, it constantly. Let me move these tools out of the way. It constantly derails. So, does anyone think I got the best livery going? Oh, by the way, close coupling. Front coupling fits in them very well. So, but anyway, it's an experience. It's one that I've got. So I do like the locomotive. I've got to give its due. Look, the top light works on this end absolutely fine. The other end, nah. So, just running it slowly, because if it goes too fast it just derails. So the other thing, it goes along the track, it wobbles a bit as well. So, yeah, nice looking locomotive, give it its due, but the fundamentals of it, not great. Normally I wouldn't send stuff back, I never really do really. I'll fix it myself, but this, the whole thing is like twisted. So it's literally, as it goes around the track, it just lifts up a millimetre or so. So, but the axle boxes, but there's no movements. As you can see the bogie here. Oh, that's another thing, the paint was chipped on the wheels when I got it as well. Not too worried about that, I can fix that up, but I'm not going to be doing it with this one because it's going back. So, but you see the bogie here, there's hardly any movement whatsoever in it, pivot wise. So if you've got a locomotive, something with inclines, you will come across little problems with it. So, but I'll do that on a future video. I'll show you how to get the cab lights working, nice and easy. So, GBRF, the BR, yes, the BR blue logo large one. That's the one my dad's picked up. He got his with sound, his was alright. So, I know a couple of people have had trouble with these, but this one's the issues I've had with mine. So, it does come in a nice box though, give it its due. Right, just going to put that somewhere safe so it doesn't drop off. Okay, next thing we've got for you is what we're doing here at West Hill Wagon Works, which is a giveaway. So some of you may have also seen the video from Dean Park Station, Dave at Dean Park. If you haven't, check out his channel on YouTube. We did contribute towards that with some hunt couplings and also a starter train set. That train set has got a 03, just like this one that you saw running earlier, and it's also got a couple of wagons, and it's got the it's got an oval of track and also the controller as well. So if you've got yourself or some little ones, want something to do during the time, enter the competition there on Dean Park Station. Okay, one that we're going to be doing as giveaway, we had this a couple of weeks ago on Facebook stream. We upgraded it for you. So this has got one of West Hill Wagon Works, one of our basically drivers fitted in. It's a Wasp. It is a... So, it's not my favourite livery personally, but a lot of people really like this livery. So, this Class 66, we have fitted it with, let me just show you. So, you may be able to see that. Cab lights on, cab lights off. We did this on Facebook a couple of weeks ago. I will do it again on a YouTube live stream, how to fit them. So, this has got a decoder fitted. There's cab lights in both ends. So, there's a cab light at the back end and at the front end as well. Like I said, he's got one of our drivers fitted in. I'm going to try and... I have posted some pictures up on Facebook. So, but he is in there. And well, I don't know what name we're going to call him. So, but whoever wins it, it'll be a good addition to the layout. So this is the Hornby one. Like I said, we modified it slightly just for you. And it also obviously comes in the box as well. So... to win this, there will be another video going up this afternoon. So, this doesn't buzz. No, the Hornby 66 doesn't buzz because it's got a good decoder in it. Get some sounds installed of it on it. Buzz. Yeah. So, one thing that is apparent with fitting the decoder in one of these, as soon as you go to use the locomotive and pull off, whoop, it kind of shoots off, and that's just on speed number 1. So if you watch here, so I'll go to speed 1, there it goes, and it kind of jerks about. Now this is quite common with a lot of Hornby locomotives. It is not a problem with the locomotive, it is actually to do with the settings on the decoder. So I'm just going to I'm going to fix this for you now. It's to do with basically it's to do with what's called a feedback perimeter, which is CV54. Now as default, run it with decoder, would it still buzz? Pocket Rocket 66. Yes, so if you ever get this with your Hornby locomotives, I'm going to put you onto the programming track, because my programming track's over the back here. Okay, so this 66 is going to go onto our programming track. Turn that off. Let me to try and rail it. It's a bit hard when you're one-handed because my other hand's still a bit injured. Okay, so I'm going to try and get the controller in shot so you can see. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, programming tracks on program. I'm going to say program, and you see it comes up programming track. We're then going to go enter, and we're going to go across until it says CV. Okay, so CV there. So CV54, and we want to set that to 12. Okay, you can hear it clicking away. 150 to 1 may work. This is to do with the feedback parameter on these. Right, so as soon as we go to Loco 66, we should be able to put it in forward. There we go. So as you can see, that now runs nice and smoothly. It's a common thing. It's to do with the basic Hornby motors, and probably on some of the older locomotives as well. As you can see, that runs absolutely fine, and it's to do with the railcom feedback. So if you do have that with your locomotive, there's your fix. Nice and simple, don't worry. Right, so that one's pre-done. So I will be putting a video up onto YouTube later this evening. Okay, that video you will need to comment and let us know. I'm going to tell you early now. So on that video you'll need to just comment and let us know why you think this will go good on your layout. Then on the next live stream we'll pick a winner and get that posted straight out for you. So cracking little prize, and hopefully it brings a bit of joy to some people in these times. Okay, so that's going to be off the layout for now. So that's 66623. 0 injuries, our goal every day. There's more than 0 injuries at this layout, trust me. So that does include a few hunt couplings as well. So if you win the locomotive, you do get hunt couplings fitted with it, and you do get a couple more as well included. Okay, just to let you know, obviously, right, quick one. We have been purchasing, okay? These aren't for the layout. Some people custom request things like, oh, can you make some close couplings for these? So these are the Malcs coaches. Tell me if I've pronounced it wrong. So we're working on those. They're the Malcs coaches. So obviously we have to buy some in. We get them all made up custom for them, and then we'll release them. The next one that's being released is for the Pullman coaches, and I'll show you why. Let me find, I have one more Pullman coach. We've got to specifically do these because they step down rather early in the coupling. So as you see, so as you can see with that, just so, but they're coming out. They will be specifically for the what you call it? It's for the, I've forgotten the name now. The Pullman coaches. Picked this one up from Rails of Sheffield. It's not bad actually. So that's my RTC one. This one. So, bit of a live unboxing here. This one apparently you can get them from Rails of Sheffield. They're about £30 something, so they're not the cheapest. Okay. You get a packet of little detail and vacuums, and I think that's brake equipment. You also get their fixed coupling. Well, it's not really a coupling, it's a permanent coupling, should we say. Okay. And if you can see, apparently this one's got little lights on the tables as well. Oh, it has. So, right, I'll try and see if I can show you, but it is very dim, should we say. Sorry, I'm just trying my best with the camera. So as you can see, if I lift it off, the coach lights go off. There's no actual interior lights, but there's little lamp lights on it. Nice little addition, that. So, has anyone else got Pullman coaches, or? It depends on the mount underneath. Like I said, sorry, 1 second. The ones that we've just released are the one where you've got a screw underneath and then 2 little hole pegs either side. So they're quite common in wagons and a lot of older stock. You generally get them things like this. This has got a larger D-link coupling, you see. It's got a screw and 2 little posts. So KFA Hornby wagons, that's fine. Like I said, if we are open to making couplings, this was a request by someone for the Pullman coaches. So we are working on that, and we'll be working on future requests that people ask. So it has got pickups in there. Might stick some lights in that as well. So I think it's got the table lamps, but I just think it needs some lights. So, but one thing I've got to give the dude to Rails of Sheffield, their postage is brilliant, especially in these times. So what are these things? Is anyone else into this southern? I believe it's southern, isn't it? Are these like 1940s? I don't know much about them myself. Monsell Corridor, first class. So, but this is another request sent in to us by someone on email. Oh, could you make some specifically for these so they're perfectly close coupled? Same thing, we're working on that as well. So, yes, it was in the bargain range, I think. So it was quite a good price for it as well. Okay, right. Got one more thing to do, actually. Well, not one more thing. I've got a few things to do, actually. Right, I'm going to just switch you on to the computer for a second. Hey, there we go. Right. Hope you can all see it okay. So, you may remember, I'm just going to bring it up now. Where is it? So, that's the Class 66, by the way. So, I took a nice picture, some of you may have seen. Okay, competition. Okay. There we go. Right, so we created a competition a few weeks ago to win a train set. That train set is here. We're just going to do a random comment picker and pick that out for someone. Okay. Here we go. So there's a website, it's called commentpicker.com. I haven't had a chance to do a hat on this one, but the 66 I will be doing. So can you all hear me okay? Okay, so I've put the post in and we're just going to click start. So whoever wins this train set, maybe for their little one, loved one, never know. And we hope you enjoy it. Right, ready? 3, 2, 1. This is going to Lee Ward. So congratulations, Lee Ward. He wrote, "I'd love to win this for my son, who is going to be 8 in a couple of weeks and can't have a party due to the current lockdown." Well, you've now got a train set, mate. I have an old train set boxes in the loft, which we plan to set up again one day, but this will be a great stopgap. So congratulations to Lee Ward. So if you I'll zoom in so you can see that. So winner Lee Ward, you have won a train set. So you've won the from Malcs Models. As you can see, this is the Highland Rambler train set. Okay, right. Let me display capture. Let me turn that off, and we'll go back to the camera. So congratulations, Lee Ward. Oop, not if I forgot it the right way. I'll send you a message on Facebook. So you have indeed won the Highland Rambler train set. So I hope your lad likes that. I'm sure he will. I haven't entered. So congratulations, Lee. So for the 66, I will do a full bargain. Obviously, hat for it as well. Okay, sorry, I knocked one of my wagons off. Must have been earlier. Running out of room on the layout. Right, let me just make a bit of room, and then we're going to have a look at a couple of other things as well. Okay, right. Locomotive Maintenance. Let's start with them words. Now, over time, not just your track gets dirty, but your locomotives do get quite dirty as well. And one thing we will be doing right now is just get a piece of plastic card, so we've got a nice piece of whiteboard. Oh, by the way, these things, brilliant, bargain. I think they're about £8 on eBay. Right, where were we? So the locomotives we're going to be looking at. Right, Class 47. Now, before I generally run locomotives, I do a little bit of work on them, and some of the reason for that is they come absolutely covered with grease, which is one annoying factor. So after we've done this, having a look at this, we will be doing the 158 fitting sound as well. So I've got a new 158 and I've got one of the new sound speakers to show you the difference as well. So, hello John. I'm just catching up with all your comments. So, right. One thing with these, obviously the first thing I do is fit the decoder. I've already done that. Many of you know how to do that already. The second thing that I do is, well, from now, I get rid of the couplings. And what we do is get a flat blade screwdriver to it. Okay, so on the inside, just in here, there is little clips, and you can actually take the bottom of the bogie off. Okay, it's a bit easier said than done when you're trying to work around the camera. Let me just have a look, sorry. I'm running out of light. See which end's which. Okay, so this Class 47, we generally clip the end of the bogie off, which is a bit, there we go. There's one. Oh, this one's not a bad one actually. The same with this one, just on here. So we'll do both ends. We'll have a look at the 08s and stuff in a minute as well. We'll get them running. So this one's actually pretty good. A lot of Bachmann locomotives from the past have been absolutely caked with grease on the inside of here. Don't be afraid to do this. So I love the experimental blue. Better than using my teeth. So, anyway, part of the thing that we often do is clean the contacts up, because it's great cleaning your wheels. Use these wheel brushes, absolutely brilliant. Some of you use CMX track cleaners. I'm fortunate enough I can reach all my track, so I do actually use a track rubber on there. So, but anyway, the second most important thing is not just the wheel face, but also the inside of the wheel. Okay, so with the inside of the wheel, I would generally use something like a cotton bud or a carbon fibre brush. Not carbon fibre, a fibre brush, should we say. These little things. You get them generally in the red pen. I've just lost the red pen. So as you can see on there is actually a bit of dirt on that. Just on the contacts. And all I'll do is generally just give it a quick brush. Just be careful because the fibres off these brush go everywhere. And give it a blow. I'll do this for all the contacts on the locomotive. Try not to bend the pins. Just to give it a good clean so the back of it's done. Back of the wheels, make sure they're nice and clean as well, because obviously they're touching those contact pads, and then you can pop those straight back in. Thingy. Now we do this with new locomotives, not just old locomotives. So as you, there's a bit of grease actually on this side. As you can see, it just gets everywhere. But all that grease, the excess grease that they put in these, there's only little bits. You'd still need to make sure there is some grease. But I've had it before where it's absolutely packed out in here with grease, and all it ends up doing is oozing out and then going on the back of your wheels and your contacts. So if your locomotive's not running great, please remember the pickups are the most important thing on the back of the wheels. Some older locomotives do have different pickups. So that's the Class 47, and I'll just grab a Class 20. Yes, great bit of kit. Helgen ones, they're good locomotives, but you do need to change the wheels, because the older brass wheels are terrible. Okay, right, so I've got a Class 20 here. This one's actually one of my favourite ones. So I'm just going to try and clip the bogie off for you without breaking it. So same thing again as the 47. I'll just clip the bogey off on here. You see, there is quite a bit of grease in there actually. So same thing again, just gently. You can use a flat blade screwdriver as well to help unclip the bogey. So this one's an older locomotive. This is the two-tone grey one, class 20. As you can see, it's DCC number 88. So I'm just going to pop the wheels out. As you can see, there's quite a bit of excess grease doing nothing in there. I don't know if you can see that. Sometimes you have a bit too much, should we say. Like I said, it ends up just oozing out and going out on the back of the wheels. So it's good to have a little bit of grease. You can get the little pens from Gauge Master that do them. You can get rid of the brass wheels and get the metal wheels. Drop me a message on Facebook after the stream, Peter. I'll find the link for you. I have got some because I've done it with one of Craig's already. So all I'm going to do is just get rid of some of this excess grease. Some of it's just not needed. I need to find a little wipe or something. So it's good to have a little bit of grease in there, but you don't need all of that because it just comes out. Next thing is the contacts, which on this one are actually quite dirty. So I'm trying my best to show you. So you can see the contacts, they're also quite flat, so there's not much pressure for the contact pushing against the inside of the wheel. So first thing I'm going to do, just give them a good scrub. See, you may be able to see a difference there. You can see the bit that I've scrubbed away. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. So, and the same up here. Hopefully without breaking it. So if you do this, please be careful. So as you can actually see the difference there. So it gets rid of the dirt and also like the copper, it oxidizes, doesn't it, slightly. So I'm going to do the same on this back end as well. Honestly, it makes such a difference just doing this. Cleaning the contacts that are touching the wheels, not just the wheels, but also making sure they push right against the inside of your wheels. Yeah, Facebook, that's not a problem, Peter. Drop us a message via Facebook. So, same thing again. I'm just going to use a screwdriver with my finger. 1 second, I'm going to have to get a bit closer for you. So, screwdriver under there with my finger, I'm just going to push down. You don't pull it out, so you push down and pull up with the screwdriver like that. So you see there's quite a bit of spring. So that's quite raised. That'll put a good bit of pressure against the wheel. You don't need to go too crazy, but it will make sure, because wheels do move side to side very slightly, and it'll make sure it stays in contact with the back of the wheel. So I'll do the same on here. So you see how quite widespread they are compared to how they were. There's no pressure of the contacts pushing against the back of the wheels. So I'm getting some bangs. I think I've got a cat on top of the roof of the garage. So I'm just done. There we go. Right. If you get a chance, just check the back of the wheels are nice and clean. While you're doing this as well, obviously check the back to back. So make sure your back to back gauge. This one's from DCC Concepts. It's solid brass. You can get them from numerous manufacturers, but these ones are pretty good actually. So you can check the back to back on each of the wheels before we put it back together. Same thing again. You can't go all the way down because obviously of the cog. But if you spin it round to do a little bit, there we go, that was a bit stiff, so that needed pushing out a bit. So, right. So they're pushed out. I lost a wheel. There we go. So it's redone. And I'll just do this one as well. Back to back does matter. But obviously if them contacts were still spread in, if you're having to widen the wheels, they probably won't touch. So very gently with your fingers, push the contacts in as you put the wheels in. And make sure the bearings line up. Sorry, I'm trying my best to do this on camera. There we go. So that's one. That one's in. Same with this one. So into there. Make sure the bearings actually do line up. Okay, so that's that bogey done. And as you see, as the wheels move side to side, the contacts do move with it very well as well. I'll try and move this camera down a bit. So all the time, the contacts behind the wheels are pushing against. There we go. Right, so I'm going to do the same this side. Oh, 1 second. Make sure the bearing's in the right place. Just a flat blade screwdriver or something pointy. Make sure that's in. So as you can see, that's in. There is movement on every bogey. Bit two locomotives that aren't too bad for grease, but trust me, if you do this to some of yours, don't be amazed if you come across one that's absolutely packed with it. Okay, so I'm going to plonk these straight back on. So literally, oh, got to try and clip it back on. 1 second, can't see. So they do clip back on, he says. That might be the front one, that's why. So, class 20 at mounted on bricks in a rough area. I'd like to know how they really, I'd really like to know how they actually got it on bricks in the first place. That'd be the most interesting thing. So, I'm just having to use the screwdriver just to get the clip round this. There we go. So, it's a bit hard because this other hand is damaged. So, as I said, please be careful with using knives and things like that. So, come on, clip on. Sorry. See, things always go wrong when you're live. There we go. So I'm just going to use the screwdriver just to make sure the clip's round. There we go. Just a little bit stiff. Right, so as you can see, the wheels all move nice and freely. Okay, so we should be able to put this straight back onto the track. Oh, might be if I clip the bogey on. There we go. Okay, so locomotive, this one I believe is 88. So if you ever get a chance, just doing this with your locomotives, you'll be amazed what a difference it makes. As you can see, that's running nice and smoothly. And that's at speed number 1. So, nice, slow, smooth running. That's what I do like. Especially goes wrong when Stu's around at Valleybrook Curse. Oh, wow. So, as you can see, that's running nice and smoothly. Lovely locomotive. So it was a bit jerky before. So if you get a chance, give it a go yourself. So remember, it's not just about cleaning the track and the end of the wheels. So for me, cleaning the wheels, definitely Gauge Master them brushes. They're absolutely brilliant. For cleaning the track, obviously I just use a track rubber. Many use different things. It's all down to preference. But cleaning the contacts is definitely one of the most important things, especially on smaller locomotives. So here's another common one. This one hasn't been done for years. Let's have a look and see if this one goes right. So this one's a Bachmann 08. Okay. So the Hornby ones are, yeah, I can't swear, but yeah, they're a bugger to take apart. So I'll go through those in the future. Okay. So to taking this one apart, the first thing you have to do is you see the rodding, on the brake rodding on the side, literally pops straight out. 3, 4. So there's one rodding side. 2, 3, 4. There's the other rodding side. Take those out first. Screws on the back here, because no 08s and things like that are notorious for running not great, should we say. Does anyone else have an 08? I'm sure many of you do. Okay, so take the bottom plate off. Now, one important thing with doing 08s is be careful not to twist the wheels. Okay, so they should come out like so. Gently place them on the track. A bit of track or something is a good place to put them. So make sure they're in the right orientation and they're not twisted around. So do not twist them, as in wheels side to side. Okay, as you can see here, we've got a few ditch pickups. I'll show you on the inside. You can barely see it, it's black. That's because of all the dirt and stuff it's picked up. Plus this is a weathered one, so I bet some of that's got in there. Some are clean, but like this back one here, absolutely black ditched. So what we're going to do, same thing, fibre brush. Make sure you have good eyesight. Just brush outwards against the pickups. Make sure you blow, because any little fibres that come off, you don't want them stuck inside. So, and always brush outwards, don't try and just scrub it side to side, because if you do, you will end up knacker in it. You can easily bend the pins. Okay, so the same sideways here, brushing sideways, just there, just pick it, look, there's the dirt off it. Eee. You look at them and go, oh, they're not that dirty. But yeah. Okay, same thing again. I'm just very flat blade screwdriver. Slightly, you need to slightly bend these up, just to make sure they stay in contact with the wheels. These don't go on the back of the wheels; they go on the top of the wheels. So same thing again. Slight bend up. Slight bend up there. So we've just got a good bit of pressure against the wheels. Be careful, don't just tip a Bachmann 08 over. In the middle, there's a little spring, a little cut part, and it puts pressure against the middle wheel. So just be careful, don't lose that. Hornby's 08, I do agree, yeah. They are better in detail wise, but as some of you may remember, the rods do tend to jam up on them if you're not careful. Now, if you've got issues like Dean Park had last week with these clicking along, we actually found that the wheels were out of line. One of them was slightly twisted. So one wheel to the other was slightly twisted. Don't twist them unless you need to. If you're getting problems with them knocking or jamming up, it's because this back axle wheel will be slightly twisted out. So you just twist one way to the other, slight little bit. It's literally like 0.1 millimetre out they are. So place the wheels back in. There's a nice bit of springiness. I'm just going to lift that one up a little bit more. So I like a little bit of pressure against them from the pickups. There we go. So good bit of pressure from the pickups. Some nice clean wheels, which we'll clean in a second. So we're going to put the centrepiece back on and the screws, as long as I've not lost them. So no, some of the advantage with the Bachmann one, there's many liveries. They're not badly detailed at all. You can actually increase the detail if you wish. I'll show you one that I did the other day actually in a moment. So nice simple job. I'll go through with the Hornby one at some point as well for you. Okay. So that's together. That's Ivor, which is the RTC livery one. So Loco, I think it's 9. Is it 9? I can't can't remember. There we go. Yes, it is Loco 9. There we go. Loco 9. So as you can see, oh, 1 second, let me change the point before I shorten my layout. So as you can see, that's running very nice and slowly, just how it should be, and not stuttering or jamming up. As you can see, just by cleaning the contacts and the wheels is the best option to do. So has anyone else had problems with their 08s? Just give it a try. Right, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to stick it on full speed on the wheel contact, because don't forget it's the wheels as well, but on this the pickups are on the edge of the wheels, not the inside. If it was the inside I would have cleaned it with a brush. So same thing again, just going to stick it on this brush, just hold it down just for a moment at full speed. Don't put too much pressure, you'll burn them out. But a good little bit of scrubbing. We've got some nice shiny wheels as well. Oh, there we go, off he goes. So, a much better running 08. Yes, alright, I know. Some of them are renumbered, Jason. You never know. Right. Oh, don't forget that as well. Sorry, guys. Trust me, I need to put this back on now or I will lose it. So, let me put the brake rod-ins back on. Just got to figure out which way they went. There we go. So, let me just clip these in. They just literally push in. So just make sure you get them in the right holes. Just be careful of the little sandpipes. So I presume that one goes that way. Bit of trial and error. So some of the older 08s as well. The other thing is make sure the decoder's obviously a good one. Things like the Hornby 08 or something like that. The Hornby decoder, personally, I'd just avoid in my experience. So it's all down to preference. As many of you know, I'm a big lens fan. So, right, that's all back, and that'll be running again. Valley speed. Right. So, a little bit of maintenance. If you do have any questions, or if you just want some help, just drop us a message. Drop us a message on Facebook or email. Anything at all. Especially in these weeks, people have got stuff to come up. Just drop us a message and we're here to help. Right, let's have a look at something new. Okay. I'm going to have to stick my soldering iron on in a second. Just making some room because it's a bit of a big one. Right. This one is not mine. So this is Chris at Hunt Heath's. Bachmann Class 158. As many of you know, he's got, well, that's a nice East Midlands livery. I have the provincial livery. So what we're going to be doing is, these are not the easiest things to take apart. Okay? So I'm going to be taking this apart. Hopefully I don't break it live. Okay? And we're going to be fitting the speaker into this as well. Now, one end has the speaker and the decoder in, and the other end is just a dummy end. Okay. As you can see, well, this was from Rails of Sheffield. So, like I said, their postage, especially in these times at the minute, is brilliant. Right, this is probably where, if Chris is watching, he's probably cringing. Right, the one that's got the sound chip and everything in, it says DCC sound at one end. Now the sound chip is absolutely brilliant. The speaker is crap. So what Bachmann are doing now, they are fitting, there you go, you see it says sound fitted. So Bachmann are fitting these little sugar cube speakers to all their new models. Okay, so these sugar cube speakers, yeah, great, nice little addition. I would have preferred personally for you to leave the driver in there, but they've took the driver out instead now. Okay, so this is Chris's 158. So this is the East Midlands livery one. New Bachmann, much better than... Yeah, they are much better than the old tooling. And like I said, the speaker's one of the big things that's going to be making a difference. Right, before we start, let's see if this runs. This is brand new out the box, so I hope it does. So I'm just going to change the points and stuff and just make sure I've got a clear line. Yeah, you can hear my point motors whirring away. So Locomotive 3. I don't know if you can hear that. It is very quiet. So you can turn them up a little bit using function 28, which I'm going to do now. That's as loud as it goes. So if you compare that to something like, I don't know, say my class 20, it is really quite quiet. So if you put Loco 120 on, there's quite a difference in how loud they are. So the other thing is down to the bass on it as well. So you can't distinguish some of the sounds great. Nail biting moment for Chris, what thing is. Now, I do agree your point there, Les. 060 Locos don't like crossovers and slips, but making sure they've got the perfect connections and they're nice and clean against the wheels will make a huge difference. Right, so as you can, so I've put this on before so you can listen to it and hear it. Can anyone hear that okay? So it does have the active brake system on as well, which is brilliant. So as you go along, because it's a Zimmo chip, you can knock the speed down to 0, it'll coast, and then we can just hold number 2 and it'll brake. Okay. Right, here's the nail biting moment, should we say. So let's shut it down. Careful you don't crash into the 20 with a 158. Don't worry. I'm not going to crash it. Sorry, just bear with me, I'm just having a little sip. So, right. Oh. You can see, there's the 158. Yeah, I've got an abandoned 20 here. Yeah, we'll put him on there for the minute. Okay, right, let's go back to the main camera. So here's the nail biting moment. I'm going to try and make this a bit higher for you guys or something so you can see maybe a little bit better. So I'm only on like a little mini tripod on this at the moment. Okay, let's have a look. Right, I hope you can all see that. Right, 158 moment. Ah! Okay, this is going to be a bit scary. Okay, first thing you have to do is, most importantly, seems though it isn't my locomotive, a little tub to put some screws. Bachmann do not want you taking their new locomotives apart, I can tell you that. So what they're actually doing now is just under here, that's the clip on the bottom. That's where the decoder is now, so you don't have to take the locomotive apart to fit the decoder. You can see it's a Plux 22, which is a new pin decoder, and you can actually just slot the decoder in the bottom. Okay. Now, we have to be really, really careful with these because they have made them a lot more fragile. So if I break this, I've got to buy Chris a new one. Right, just under the chassis here, I'll show you, there is 2 screws. And there's also 2 at the front here as well. So there's 4 little screws. You have to take the coupling mechanism off. Okay. So most importantly, don't lose the screws. If you haven't got a magnetic screwdriver, just a tip. Use a hunt coupling. Attach it to the screwdriver. Your screwdriver is now magnetic. So, ding. So, handy tip. Okay, so that's the 2 out from under the coupling. There's also 2 that hold the front valance on as well. The reason we've got to take this off is because there is some clips and we don't want to be snapping them. Let's put it a bit further down. There we go. There we go. There's all the screws out there. Cover my eyes or something. That's alright. So, nice tip. Right, okay. So, just under the front here, if you pull the body sides just very slightly apart, you'll feel it comes loose, and as you see, the front valance comes off, and there's these clips. We don't want to break those, so we'll put that up the top here. The coupling mechanism comes out nicely in one piece, so we'll place that gently over there. The next thing's the hard bit. Okay, this is where everyone's going to cringe, including myself. I'm just trying to find something for prizing. So what you have to do is basically, like a Helgen 47, you have to lift the body off. I'm hiding behind a curtain, I hope. Okay, under the body, this body has got to come out, which is not the easiest of things to do. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. What we've got to try and do is literally unclip the body from the clips. So as soon as it comes out, we'll be fine. So there is a very slight indent just under here, just there. I'm just going to try and find, I did have some pry tools, but they've gone walkies. So, Chris, if I break it, sorry. So, first thing we've got to try and do is unclip it from each of these tools. So I'm going to, just at the moment, wedge a screwdriver in, go along gently with my thumbnail to the other end, where there is also another clip. Okay, so you see I've got 2 screwdrivers wedged in at the minute. Barnabas Junction. Oh, brilliant. Glue stick. Hey. Just an interruption. I've got a new tool. Cordless glue gun. It's brilliant. How good's that? Recharge it. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Sorry. Get distracted too easy, don't I? Okay. So you will need like a few like credit card tools or something just to get this lifted off. That's alright. So we've done one side, and now we're going to go around to the other side, release that. So very gently. There is no instructions from Bachmann how to do this. I had to figure it out myself with my own. So where's that little indent? Okay, right, as this is starting to come out now, we can pull it out very gently. Sorry, this looks a complete mismatch, I know. But they really didn't want you to take them apart, should we say. So you can get some proper pry tools, highly do recommend it, rather than using screwdrivers like myself. Okay, so I'm just gently working it out. So, oh, that one's come out, that's okay. So I'm more cautious myself here. Mine, it was just like, I'll rip it apart. Chris says I'm having to be a bit more gentle. So just gently working round in a motion to take the body off. Whew. Alright, let's be very gentle and place that over there. No one shall take our model apart. Yeah, tell me about it. So here we go. So we have the 158 apart. Now what they've done is they've put a top board in, which is great. It's got lighting in. We can pop some little figures in there as well. It's got nice red seats. Can't remember what colour seats are in mine. Oh, mine are blue. So East Midlands livery's got red. Now is the absolute perfect time. I'm just going to, hopefully, where did I put them? Here we go. You can get these on, I'll call it Fleabay, eBay. You little Chinese people. So you may have seen Everard's video this week. He had a bunch of these, he repainted them. Good on him. So, these little Chinese people, quite a few will need decapitating, or the legs off. And now is the perfect time to place these into your locomotive. I'm not going to sit here for hours on camera doing this. So, but just simply chop the legs off at the knee point. I don't need them. There you go, they're legless now. Obviously something like a glue gun, which is my favourite. I'm just going to use a bit of blue tack or something just to show you with this one. A little bit of black tack. And obviously place them inside, because you don't want to keep taking this locomotive apart. Okay? Right. We'll do that later anyway, because it's going to be quite awkward to do on camera. Breaking and entry tools not recommended. So a few credit cards, but I don't want to stick my bank card really on live stream, because knowing you lot, you'll spend it. Right. Screws at the top. There is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 7, 8. But the 2 at the back we'll leave for the moment. So I'm just going to take these 6 out. I'm going to get my little handy pot. So I'm just going to take these 6 out, just so I don't lose them. Don't lose these screws, they are very tiny. Two. Three. Watch out for COVID-19. So I'm staying isolated myself. I'm quite happy in my garage working away and manufacturing couplings and parts and everything. Okay, so I'm going to take these 2 back screws out. 1, 2. Okay. Now, let me turn my soldering iron on so it's ready. I'm going to need that in a minute. Oh, camera's gone over. Sorry guys. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let me get the new speaker so you can see the difference. Right, so these are on the Westhill store, as many of you know. So if you've got a Bachmann 158 with sound, check these out. These are a twin speaker. Okay, these are $13.95. So you actually, it's 2 speakers, not just 1. So it's cheaper than a lot of others, and it sounds great. It's been custom size made just for this as well. So, and you'll hear the sound difference shortly. Right, so taking the top board off, there is some, as you see, there's some pins that rise straight through. Okay, so we're just gently going to work that up. Don't just yank at it, because there is 8 pins, and we don't want to bend any. And we're going to place the model just over there for the moment. Okay, this little box at the end, I'll give you a guess what that is. That's the speaker. Okay. So what we're going to do is just take the 2 little screws out from the top of it. I'm going to store these screws with the speaker. I'll tell you what, I'll put them in this little bag so he can have it back, just in for whatever reason if he does want to change it, but I don't see why not. Okay, so I'll just take these 2 screws out. Now the speaker just presses literally against the board. Okay. So it will come straight off. The underside of the board, there we go, there is 2 contacts. And all it's got, these little springs, push against it, that's your speaker. It's tiny. And it's very quiet. Okay, so we don't need that. Put that in the bag. Normally I'll throw them, but it's not mine, so that can go back to Chris. What we're going to do now is, we've got a speaker with 2 wires. These are going to be soldered onto these 2 contacts. It doesn't matter which way they go round. So Where's my soldering iron? Where's my solder? Always use fine low melt solder. Try and avoid the pound shop stuff. It's loads easier to work with. Hope you finish. It's tea time soon. I'm nearly done. Repainted 100, Matt. Wow. You've got more thing than me. Hand sanitizer. Hey, I've got a hand sanitizer here. There we go. I'll leave it in the back. Mr. Grim watching from the signal box roof. Yes, it is there. So, well done for noticing. Right. So I'm just going to heat some solder onto these boards. Now, they have a coating on, so they're a bit of a bugger to get the solder on. There we go. Like I said, if you use fine, low melt solder, you're absolutely fine there. Nice and simply, we have 2 wires. One's going to go to one, and one's going to go to the other. So heat the solder up. There's one. Yep. There's 2. Right, let me just put my soldering iron somewhere safe that I'm not going to burn myself. Okay. So, speaker fits very nicely just inside the cab part here. Okay. So you can fit it either way. Obviously that just goes in there like so. Do recommend a bit of tape over the top. So just to make sure we don't short these connections on the speaker. So something like electric tape, or I've got some, is it high temperature Teflon tape stuff here. First time I'm using it actually, I've told it was meant to be quite good. This me telling Scott, that's no worries, Tim sir. So I'm just going to be placing this over here just to make sure that it doesn't make contact with any of that. Okay, so I'm going to place this straight back down. Okay, it's a bit easier said than done. So it's a Bachmann for you. This one seems to have quite a bit of excess wiring in, but we'll fit it in. So that little connector, we've just got to work it back down. Okay, and then we need to screw the top back on. So I've got to remember which screws it was. Got to find my screwdriver first. So before we do anything, we're going to screw this straight back down. And then we'll give it a quick test run. And hopefully you'll hear the difference. Went through this with Dave at Dean Park yesterday. He's done his with one of our speakers. And yeah, there's quite a difference, to say the least. So I'll just a little bit of modifications. So obviously you don't need to put the screws back in for the speaker. There we go. There's one more. Right, let's place this body somewhere nicely, safely out of the way, so I don't break it. Okay, so we have the speaker, which is fitted just in there, as you can see. So it is all dark and hidden in there, so you can't see in there anyway. So obviously it's got a much bigger sound chamber. What we're going to do now is place it on the track, and hopefully we should hear a difference. Oh wow. You can hear quite a difference there. And it, so that's the twin upgraded speaker. fitted. It will also be a little bit louder when the body's on, because that acts more of a chamber as well. Right, so we're going to shut that down. Big difference. Like I said, the speakers that we do on the store, we do them for a reason. Now, there is the TTS speaker as well, which is the single speaker for the sound chips. They're only $8.95. And there is the twin speaker that's going on later this week as well. Far more throaty. Like I said, just an upgrade from the Bachmann speaker, which is in this bag actually. It's a tiny little sugar cube thing. It's 6 ohm. Yeah. Okay. Great. Right. So I hope you're quite happy with today's live stream. Obviously, this going back together. I'm not going to be putting it back together yet because I need to stick a load of people in for Chris. So I've got some homework to do. So I'll be getting that done. If you have any questions on the Hunt couplings, obviously check them out. They're on the website. So there's the ones for the new T-bars, which are on here. So as you can see, they work on the for the T-clip arrangement. They're in stock and available now. The other thing we have done as well is we've put 5-packs back, so you can actually buy smaller 5-packs at $3.95. And there's also the ultra close, which is for wagon sets. So if you want even closer for your wagons, or maybe even some locomotives, these are quite useful in DMUs as well, like class 105s and things like that. I'll take them apart. So the other thing we do have, I've posted some pictures up online. I'll be posting after. There's a new HST driver that's going on the cab. So he fits in the cab, so it's adding just more detail into your models. That's no worries, Peter. So can admin put a link? I'm sure they can. So it's westhillwagonworks.co.uk. Yeah, I'll put one in myself. West Hill Wagon Works. So I have to make sure I spell it right. UK. So that's all. That's going to be all in there. If you just go to that, there's bits on there. If you have any questions or requests, or like I said, we're making stuff for the Pullmans now. If you want something knocking up, drop us a message. We'll gladly do it. And I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. I was trying to think if there's anything else I've missed. So done that. So I have a list of to do. So we've got the Class 66, which the video will be going up later. So if you want to win that, obviously you need to let us know why you think it'll fit on your layout and why it'll go good. And obviously, big congratulations, obviously for the competition winner earlier, which we'll be contacting, which was Lee Ward, which for the train set. So we do hope you do enjoy your train set. And if you haven't already, check out the Dean Park Station video and enter for the competition on that as well. He's got some great prizes. We've sponsored part of that. And obviously we provided a train set and some Hunt couplings to go with it. So it's a cracking train set, so check that out. And most importantly, stay safe, keep indoors with everyone, and obviously you're doing it to protect your loved ones. Those of you that are having to work, obviously please take care and every precaution possible. Keep your social distancing. I'm sure there's many people that you want to avoid anyway. And thank you very much for watching. And watch out for the video for the 66 going up later this evening. Take care.